before Chandrayaan 3 happened as an event, what was the mood like here before the final result came through?
No, everybody was expecting that this time we are going to make it, but there is always skepticism in such things. No, whether have you done enough? Suppose it happens to not able to make it this time, what will be the consequence of it? Now, many people are worried, but then the whole job of giving confidence to people, but the confidence shall not be based on any false narrative. It has to be on factual things that you have done, what possible things that can be done, and we have done enough. So this measure of quantification, justice to the whole work that I had to do.
Have you ever watched a movie called Chak De India
Oh, yes.
with Shah Rukh Khan?
Yes.
In the end when the team wins the championship and there's that scene of them celebrating.
All of them celebrating, yes.
When Chandrayaan 3 happened, that was the meme that went viral. That was the rest of India.
yeah, of course. And you would have seen it, all of them rejoicing on that day, when it landed softly on the moon.
Yeah, it was a huge day for our country.
Yeah.
But was it similar for you? Were you also going through something like what Shah Rukh Khan went through internally?
Of course, internally, I was not without any words at that time. It was difficult, but I was posing. You have to swallow that moment, enjoy that moment, and that's what I was precisely doing. Not really showing it outwardly. Yes.
Not showing it outwardly.
Yeah, you would have watched me in the TV that I was not showing it at all.
But I mean, internally, behind the scenes, away from cameras, were you showing it?
No. I never show overjoy or sadness at all in any time.
What did you do that night when you were sleeping?
I was happily sleeping.
There was no celebration?
No celebration. So, see, many times people watched ISRO, always wondered. So, some foreigners who came to launch satellites, they asked me, what do you do for recreation? More work? So, you can understand that.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Because I think everyone who works here is genuinely passionate about space.
Precisely. So, it's not work that we are doing. We are enjoying the time that we spend here.
That's the key to mega success.
Of course.
And mega success is also noticed by other mega successful people like Elon Musk.
He's also an inspiration for us.
Really?
Yes, really.
Sir, especially when it comes to Chandrayaan 3, everyone's so full of celebratory emotions that very few people ask about what the rover is up to on the moon right now. That is the job of the folks at ISRO.
Yes.
So what's the kind of data being sent back? Like, what have we learned about the moon through the Chandrayaan 3?
Many things. Okay, that depends on the payloads that we have. We put something called instruments on board. There were 5 instruments, important instruments on Chandrayaan 3. We had 3 on the Vikram and 2 on the rover, Pragyan. So the Pragyan had 2 separate instruments. One which will apply a radiation, alpha particles limit. It will go and hit the materials on the surface. From the material scatter, there will be a spectrometer which will measure what elements it is made of. So you can understand on the surface whether it is made of carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, phosphorus, silicon. You can distinguish from them. There was another instrument which is again a laser based instrument. So it will send a laser beam, and once it hits the surface, it will ablate. Fumes will come out of it, and these fumes will be imaged by a spectrometer. This again finds out the similar manner, the elemental composition. So what we did is the rover was moving around, and then at different places it will stop. It will do this function, measure it, again go to a next location. So almost 100 meters it moved and did all the measurements and collected all the data. And we had some interesting observation we published. It had also the cameras, 2 stereo cameras were there. So those images we collected. And we had 3 instruments on board Vikram. One was to measure the seismic behavior. That's called lunar shake vibrations that you can measure.
Moonquakes.
Yes. Moonquakes you can measure. And there was another one which was measuring the thermophysical characteristics of the regolith. The regolith is a material that constitutes the surface. So we put a probe into it, then send some current to heat it up. So once you heat it up, it will measure the temperature gradient. And from that, you can measure how the conductivity, the electrical properties, things like that.
Wow.
Then we had a probe that was almost 1 meter long. It was swinging open. Then it will measure the electrons around. There is no atmosphere. So because of that, it is charged. So this charging will happen day and night with the sunlight. So these charged electrons will rise up in the daytime, go down in the night. So this was being measured using this. So I mentioned about all the 5 instruments now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, if you enjoyed today's clip, make sure you check out all the other clips we've uploaded on this channel. You'll find a clip related to almost every single topic as long as you're willing to search for it.